Hi everyone. So today's chapter is the structural organization in animals, and in that we have taken up the topic frog. So let's start with the introduction portion. Frog belongs to the kingdom Animalia. Phylum is Chordata and superclass is Tetrapoda, which means they have 4 limbs. Class is Amphibia and its scientific name is Rana tigrina. Coming on to their basic behavior, structure and patterns, frog is a cold-blooded animal or poikilotherm, which means its body temperature will vary according to the temperature of the environment. Okay, they cannot let their body temperature remain stable. They cannot maintain the temperature of the body. Now it goes under estivation, that is the summer sleep, and also hibernation, that is winter sleep. They only remain active in the rainy season. Now, mimicry or camouflage is observed in the frog, which means they will match their body color to the surrounding. Next is the morphology. In morphology, that is the external structure, external appearance, they have a head portion and a trunk. So they do not have thorax and abdomen, rather their thorax and abdomen is fused to form trunk. So their head portion has bulging eyes, which is covered by a third eyelid called the nictitating membrane. The nictitating membrane help to protect their eyes in water. Now they have a pair of nostrils. The tympanum represents ear, and they have a mouth with a bilobed tongue to catch their prey. Coming on to the trunk portion, the front portion has 4 limbs which are short and having 4 digits, okay, 4 fingers. Now hind limbs are long, muscular, having 5 digits and webbed. Webbed toes means, for example, these are the 5 digits and they have this type of appearance, web-like appearance, which help in swimming in the water. Coming on to the sexual dimorphism, which means the male and the female can easily be distinguished. So how? First is the presence of vocal sac that is only present in the male. So the male makes sound during the rainy season to attract the female frog. Female do not have such structures. Now one more thing, copulatory pad is present in the first digit of forelimb in male. This is not present in the female. This copulatory pad helps in the copulation during their breeding season. Coming on to the anatomy. First is the digestive system. Now, since the frog are carnivores, they only eat meat. So, in the carnivorous animals, their alimentary canal is short because meat is relatively easy to digest, faster to digest as compared to the cellulose. Okay, so the herbivorous animal eat lot of cellulose, which is slightly difficult to break down, and therefore their alimentary canal is longer in length. So here the alimentary canal will be short. They have mouth which opens into the buccal cavity. Mouth has a bilobed tongue to catch, and long extensible bilobed tongue which can be extended. The food from buccal cavity transfers into the pharynx, then esophagus, that is the food pipe, and enters into the stomach. The stomach will have HCl to make the food acidic, and the gastric juices are also produced in the stomach. When this HCl and gastric juice are mixed in the food, it is called chyme, which passes into the intestine. So in intestine, the liver will make bile juice and send it to the gallbladder for temporary storage purpose. So from the gallbladder, the bile will pass into the liver, and from pancreas, the pancreatic juice will also come into the liver. Now both of these, bile and the pancreatic juice, comes into the intestine from a common bile duct. So it will pour into the intestine through a common bile duct. This is the common bile duct. Now, what is the function of bile? Bile will help to emulsify the fat content in their food. So whatever fat is present in their food, bile will emulsify it. And what is the function of pancreatic juice? They will help in the digestion of carbohydrates and protein part of the food. After the digestion has taken place, the digested food will be absorbed by villi and microvilli, which is present in the intestine. The remaining undigested food will pass into the rectum and cloaca, and from cloaca finally outside the body. Next, the respiratory system. The larva of the frog is called tadpole. So it will remain in the water, and therefore since it is present in the water, they respire by gills. The adult frog can remain in land as well as water, so they have multiple kind of respiration. Okay, so they can respire through various mechanisms, various types. First is the common lung respiration, that is called a pulmonary respiration. They have one pair of elongated pink colored lung which is present in the upper part of the trunk. Now, they can also respire through their skin, which is called the cutaneous respiration, and this majorly occurs when they are in summer sleep, that is estivation, or when they are in the winter sleep, that is hibernation. They also can respire from the buccal cavity. The epithelium in the buccal cavity can help in the diffusion of gases. Next, the vascular system or the circulatory system. Now, the frog has a closed type of vascular system, means it will have heart and it will have a blood vessels in which the blood flows. So there is no open spaces or sinuses in the body in which the blood remains. Okay, so blood will always flow through blood vessels. So their circulatory system contains a heart which is covered by pericardium. It has 3 chambers, 2 auricles and 1 ventricle. It is a muscular heart, so the muscles will be present in the heart. Now, blood vessels will be present in which the blood flows. The blood contains WBC, platelets, the liquid part, that is plasma, RBC. Now, the difference between their RBC and our RBC is that our RBC is non-nucleated. Nucleus is absent in our RBC, but here the nucleus is present. So this is an important part. Nucleus is present in their RBC, and because of the presence of hemoglobin, their color of the blood will be red. Now they do have another circulatory fluid, that is the lymph. They also have lymph channels and lymph nodes. Coming on to the structure of the heart, they have a right atrium, they have a left atrium and a ventricle. So sinus venosus is the portion in which all the deoxygenated blood from the body parts comes into the sinus venosus, and then it will pour into the right atrium. The oxygenated blood will come into the left atrium. Both the blood, oxygenated and deoxygenated, will be poured into the ventricle. So the ventricles will have mixed kind of blood, and this mixed kind of blood is now supplied to the body parts again for their respiration, energy generation through a part called conus arteriosus. And then this conus arteriosus will distribute to the body parts through various arteries. Now they also have portal system. Portal system means a connection, kind of a connection is made. Now generally what happens is, when a deoxygenated blood it passes from the body part, it will go directly into the right part of the heart, right atrium of the heart. But in this portal system kind of situation, what happens is, the deoxygenated blood first goes into another organ, and from there it will go into the heart. So when coming on to the hepatic portal system, hepatic means liver, so here liver is the middle organ or the middleman. The deoxygenated blood from intestine goes into liver first rather than heart, and then it will go into the heart. Okay, similarly in the renal portal system, renal means something related to kidney, so here kidney is present. The lower part of the body, from there the deoxygenated blood will first go into the kidney and then go into the heart. Okay, we also have hepatic portal system, but we do not have renal portal system. Rather, we have a hypophyseal portal system. Coming on to the excretory system, they have a pair of kidney for excretion. They have a pair of ureter, one cloaca and one urinary bladder. Okay, the kidney is compact, dark red in color and bean in shape. Location, they are present posteriorly on the both sides of vertebral column. Posterior means lower part of the body. Kidney have their unit, structural and functional unit called nephrons, just like us. It is also called as the uriniferous tubules. This filter the blood and forms the urine. Now they are ureotelic, means they also make urea as the nitrogenous waste, just like us. The males have urinogenital system, means their urine, their passage for the urine and gametes is same, common. This is not the case in the females. Females have a separate passage to pass out their nitrogenous waste, that is the urea, and separate passage for the gametes. Next, the nervous system. They have a central nervous system as well as a peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system can be divided into brain and the spinal cord. Their brain is further divided into three parts: the forebrain, the midbrain, and the hindbrain. Now, the forebrain will have olfactory lobe. Olfactory is for the sensation, where the smell sensation, where the smell will be received, will be analyzed. They have a cerebral hemisphere and they have diencephalon. Midbrain has a pair of optic lobe, where whatever they visualize will be analyzed, whatever they see will be analyzed. Hindbrain has a cerebellum and a medulla oblongata. Coming on to the PNS, they have cranial nerves, 10 pair, means total 20 in number, and spinal nerves, 10 pair, means again 20 in number. So 10 pair cranial nerves as well as 10 pair spinal nerves. Cranial nerves arises from the brain and spinal nerve arises from spinal cord. Coming on to the PNS, the PNS again is further categorized into several parts, one of which is the ANS, autonomic nervous system. Now the autonomic nervous system can be further divided into sympathetic and parasympathetic. Okay. The brain is present in a structure for protection that is called the brain box. Now the medulla will pass through foramen magnum and continues into the spinal cord, just like us. We also have foramen magnum, that is the largest opening or the largest hole in the body. Okay. Now coming on to the endocrine system, means the gland which secrete endocrine hormones. Just like us, they also have various glands. They have pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid, thymus, pineal, pancreatic islets. The pancreas has both the endocrine as well as the exocrine parts. Adrenal and gonads. Gonads means testis and ovary. Okay. Now coming on to the sense organs. Now for sensation of touch, they have sensory papilla. For sensation of taste, they have the taste buds. To receive the sensation of smell, the nasal epithelium will receive it and transfer it to the brain. For vision, they have eyes, and for hearing and balance, they have tympanum and the internal ear. They do not have ear pinna like us. Okay, so the external ear pinna, they do not have. That is absent. Now these two, eyes and the internal ear, these two are well organized structure in the frog. Rest others are just cellular aggregates. All these structure are just kind of cellular aggregate, not proper organized structure. Okay. Yeah, next coming on to the reproductive system. So this is a diagram from NCERT. Now this diagram represents the male reproductive system of the frog. In male reproductive system of the frog, they have a pair of testes, this yellow colored portion, testes. It has 10 to 12 long tubules like structure extending from is called as the vasa efferentia. Okay, this is the vasa efferentia, 10 to 12 in number. Now the sperm are formed, synthesized inside the testis. It will pass from vasa efferentia into the Bidder's canal. Now this Bidder's canal is a connection between testis and the kidney. So there is an internal connection between testis and the kidney of frog. Now the sperm then will come through the urinogenital duct into the cloaca, and from cloaca it will come to outside of the body. Now there is a tissue where the testis and the kidney is connected through a tissue. This is called mesorchium. This tissue is called mesorchium, which connects the testis and kidney. Now coming on to the female reproductive system. Now the male reproductive system, there's a connection which is called the urinogenital, that is why it is called as the urinogenital tract. And another reason for the urinogenital tract is because there is a common passage for urine, there is a common passage for the gametes as well as the digestive waste. Okay, all three systems are connected. Now in the female reproductive system, there is no such thing as urinogenital because the urine passes out separately and the genital, that is the gametes, are separate. Here two ovaries are present which synthesizes the ovum. Two oviducts are present, so a pair of ovary and a pair of oviduct are present. It will then pass on to the cloaca finally. So see here, through the oviduct the ova will come into the cloaca separately, this portion. Okay, the ureter open separately and the digestive waste will also come here. So that is why we do not call the urinogenital tract in the female frog. Okay, but here in this case the urine will also come through this section, this tube, and the gametes will also come through this tube. That is why it is called as the urinogenital tract. Okay, now when the female lays its, or the female releases its gametes, releases the egg, approximately 2500 to 3000 eggs are released at once. Okay, the fertilization occurs in water, so the fertilization is external, and the larva that is formed is called the tadpole. This tadpole will metamorphize into adult, and for this iodine must be present in the water. Iodine is very essential for the larva, that is the tadpole, to convert into adult frog. Now coming on to the importance. So the frog is important ecologically also because it is a major portion of ecosystem. It forms a major trophic level in the food chain. It eats insect, keeps the environment clean, and it is also important economically because it is used as food in several parts of the world. Its muscular legs are used as a food. So this was all about the frog. Here we have completed our chapter. Thank you very much.